Hi, for show and tell I'm going to be going over this steel rose. I made it last year, about this time last year. I had just gotten my red tag and I had just gotten my official welding certification, so I really wanted to create a project. I wanted to make a steel rose for a couple years before that as well, and I'd been welding at home a little bit, but I didn't have exactly the right equipment. I was stick welding at home, which is not exactly a precise welding discipline, I guess. There's a lot of play to it. It's great for welding on dirty material, but to be precise with it, you've got to be really good at it, and I just wasn't that great. So coming here, I was able to access much higher quality equipment and be able to get into the fine spaces required to do this. But I made it because I really love flowers. I took a floral class in high school and I just kind of fell in love with the class. I love the detail behind it and the design, and I just love making things as well. As long as I can remember, I've been crafting and making things. I'm a very aesthetic person, so a lot of the decorations in my room I've made myself, and this is one of them. I really wanted to get as detailed as possible, so I found some very thin sheet steel, cut out all the petals myself with tin snips, which was absolutely brutal. If you've ever used tin snips for an extensive period of time, you know that your hand just is dying by the end of it. So I spent a couple hours cutting them, and then I took a ball peen hammer on a very small anvil and I started pounding the metal into a nice cup shape, and then I would bend over the ends of the petals to get that curling that roses are famous for. And after that, I cleaned up all the metal on the wire wheel and got a grinder to get a nice clean surface so that I could weld. If you ever welded before, you know that a lot of the quality of your weld comes from the prep work before. And then I used both the MIG and TIG process to weld it all together. MIG is a wire-fed process, and that's great for quick welds, but for the more detailed stuff, I wanted to go in with TIG and get a nice, good finish. And TIG creates a direct arc on the metal and a controllable puddle. You get to control your heat input and you get to control how much filler metal you put in. So it's a lot more precise. It's a slower, more difficult process, but I was able to put it all together, and I think it went really well. And then I finished it off with a engraving tool to engrave the veins onto the petals and leaves to give it that nice extra detail. Thank you.